Once again, Syron Smith, candidate for the 32nd District. Wanted to do a video to talk about today. It's Monday, November 9th, 2009, and today was the final day in Illinois for the State Board of Elections to receive any objections to all the candidates running for office. Collectively, there's 859 people running for office throughout Illinois. The 32nd District, we have 4 people running. It's myself, of course, Andre Tapetti, the incumbent, Bobby Joe Johnson, and also Yvette Williams. I won't go into depth about all the other candidates. It's one particular that I want to talk to and speak about, and that's the incumbent, the one who's already being paid by our tax dollars right now to represent our district, the 32nd District. He challenged my petitions personally. He also launched challenges against both other candidates. So he has challenged all 3 candidates other than himself that's running. And just for my audience who might not be as up to date with the way this process works, the original purpose of challenging, objecting to people's petitions, nominating petitions, was designed to catch voter fraud. If, for instance, you did not sign for a particular candidate, but your name was on there as if you signed, that's fraud, and it should be notified. The State Board of Elections should be notified of stuff like that that's happening. But please note that in the corruption that occurs in Illinois, unfortunately what happens is you have the incumbents who have been in there for way too long, which is one of the reasons we need term limits, and that's one of the things I'm going to push for. What they do, they use the law to benefit them and to keep power amongst themselves. So they have a whole army of people who just sit around and wait for these seasons, these elections to come around so that they can knock off grassroots candidates like myself, independent candidates like myself who don't fit the status quo. And they use all type of reasons to do it. And these, once again, are not the intent of the law, but they just use that to skirt around and use the law to their benefit. Give you a perfect example. Andre Tapetti, who's the incumbent right now, he has challenged my petitions, even though we have turned in the minimum was 500 signatures. We turned in 1,180 signatures. He only turned in 1,380. The max was 1,500, so we both fell short of what was the max. And he's the incumbent, so he's the one in power and been in power for almost a year now, and he could not reach the max. Now we used the shoestring budget, you guys know that, and yet and still we walked away with almost the max, which was 1,500. Had I known a few things that I didn't know, we would have reached the max, because we had some sheets that were filled out, but we just didn't turn them in. So all the sheets we turned in had 20 full signatures on it, and I had some that I messed up on and didn't turn in, should have turned them in. That's here or there. The bottom line, with the signatures that we got, I personally went out and met over 500 people myself to make sure that these were legitimate people, registered voters, ready to sign for me to be nominated as the next 32nd District Democrat. So anyway, what Tapetti has done, he's launched a challenge. Now, it'll take a few days to find out what he's objecting to, but 2 years ago when I ran, it was the Statement of Economic Interest, which pretty much says under affidavit that I don't have any conflict of interest running with the state, that I fully disclose that. That's been turned in, notarized, it's ready to go. He also challenged the 2-year residency. Been here in this place here for 3 years now, so that won't be an issue. So the last thing that I'm thinking that he's going to challenge us on is just the signatures themselves. Now keep this in mind, that it's a long process with the signature piece. So for him, he will have to find over 600 bad signatures in order to really get me under the 500, to get me to 499, which will make me ineligible to be the nominated candidate. So it's real unlikely that I have over 600 bad signatures. So what this really is a stall tactic. It's a scare tactic, a stall tactic. He's trying to draw me out in court so long so that I will just give up and say, you know what, it's not worth it. Well, I have a message for you, Mr. Tapetti. It's not going to happen. We have a team of people that's on standby, ready to be down there in the court building, in the county board building, to fight this thing. We're not giving up this time. You've been in office a year now, and we haven't seen the change that the 32nd District people deserve. And for all the rest of the people who may or may not live in this district, you have a stake in this as well. And like I've always said, I'm a community organizer. I've been working block by block throughout the city, throughout the country, and you're going to get a 2-for-1. The state rep positions are part-time positions. It's not full-time. We only work January through May, and then we have another session during the veto session in the fall. But the point of the matter is, a lot of the state reps have other jobs. My other job will be what I've been doing, is block by block organizing, bringing people together. So you're going to get a 2-for-1 when I'm elected as a state rep. We go keep organizing, uniting together, combating this crime, making sure that these kids are traveling, making sure that every child in our district, ages 5 and up, has a resume with their career on there, what they choose and desire to be, so that we can link them to the professionals who's already doing that role. We're going to make sure that the gas station, the corner stores, the liquor stores in the district are giving financial seeds back to the community in an organized, strategic fashion. We're going to create over 200 jobs, and that's going to be done through the toilet tissue, something that's guaranteed that everyone needs. So we're going to create those jobs within the district. We're going to make certain that our senior citizens have the young people serving and helping them at least on Friday, which is Senior Day. Right now, I've already prepared letters for all 7 of the wards, the aldermen. I'm going to do something that I haven't done before. I'm going to go and ask them to endorse the daily living habits. I'm going to make certain that they know that despite my personal feelings on how they performed under Mayor Daley, I'm humbling myself right now, and I'm asking them to adopt the daily living habits, because that's something that if their constituents adopt, we're going to see this change happen that much more rapidly if we do that. So just wanted to update you guys. I've been challenged. I call it insecure leadership. Over the weekend, obviously he, and when I say he, I mean Petty, felt very threatened because he saturated Marquette, 67th Street, with his yard signs throughout the whole area, and we was able to get those signs removed. That's illegal. If he took the time out, he could have asked the people on those blocks to put the sign in their yard, the private yards, which we would not have had them removed, because that's a person's private choice, which candidate. But don't come out in the darkness of night and saturate the area with your signs just to influence or trick the people of the 32nd District, because we're not going to have that within the district. We're not tolerating that. Our voters are going to be way smarter than that, and they know better. Matter of fact, some of the people on the block 67th and Artesian, even though your sign was out there, they didn't even notice it. So, you know, those type of games, you got to really get out here and you got to meet the people and find out what it is in their passion, what they want to aspire to do, what barriers they have, and how you can work to solve it. That's how you're going to win, if you're going to win, because that's what we're doing. So that's all for now, and I just want to encourage everyone that it's looking real good. We are really, really doing a great job out here, block by block, door to door, working with the young people. This Saturday, November 14th, 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock, we're going to have all the 7th graders together at at Laughlin Gospel Chapel, 6617 South Laughlin. That's this on the 14th, this Saturday, 12 to 2. Hopefully we'll see you there with your 7th grader. Thank you.